And then when you're up here giving your speech, what types of physical symptoms might you have?
Sweaty palms.
What was that one?
Sweaty palms.
Sweaty palms.
Shaking.
Shaking.
Shaky voice.
Shaky voice. Great. Yes, of course. I was just talking with someone earlier that public speaking is one of the top fears that is out there. So it's very common for most people to be a little bit nervous or maybe a lot nervous about giving a speech in front of a large audience. The thing that I'd like to point out, though, is that somebody with social anxiety disorder feels the same way when they do simple things, like walking down the sidewalk in their neighborhood, going to the grocery store, or sitting at home knowing that someone is going to be coming to see them. Because I myself struggled with social anxiety disorder for almost 20 years of my life, and I spent another 10 years going through a variety of therapies. And every time that I come up and stand in front of audiences like this, I feel a very strong sense of deja vu, that I'm really meant to be here, that there was some purpose for the pain that I experienced. And it wasn't until I finally was able to peel off those layers of anxiety and really look deep into my heart to understand why I experienced the pain. And it was so that I could help the parent to better understand their child, so I could help the husband to better understand his wife. And so I could help the person with social anxiety to know, or with any anxiety disorder, to know that they are not alone, that there is hope for a better life. They live in the past or the future. There's going to be things that an anxious person will talk about that happened a week ago, a month ago, or 5 years ago. And when they're explaining it to you, they're going to have the same intensity of emotion that they had when they were in that experience. Because it's so deeply ingrained in their mind, and that emotional disturbance that they had from that experience is there. It's right at the forefront. And when they're looking forward, so say there's a lot of students in here, let's say that a professor says, okay class, in 2 months, I'm going to need you to give a 30-minute presentation or a 15-minute presentation in class. And if somebody in class has social anxiety, that's going to be something that they worry about for the 2 months right up until the presentation. Imagining the worst, imagining that they're going to trip on the way up when they're speaking, or they're going to stumble over their words. All different vivid, bad failures will come flowing through their mind. One of the biggest things about social anxiety disorder is fear of embarrassment. A person with social anxiety could be sitting in this audience and they would feel like every single person in the room is watching them or judging them. It's coming from somebody who experienced it for many years. I can tell you that when you're sitting there, it feels very intense, like some people are actually watching you, and it's not real, and until you really start understanding it, it feels real, but it's not. And they're too afraid to look around. So even just a little glance to validate that people aren't really looking, it may be too difficult. Everybody's journey is going to be different. And what calls to one person is not going to call to another. What's effective for one is not going to be effective for another.